Alright, welcome. Today I'm going to show you the exact system I used to go from 20% body fat to 9% body fat in 75 days and how you can do the same. The system will allow you to burn fat, pack on lean muscle with just 4 hours in the gym a week without hating your meals, doing endless cardio, and without giving up the foods you enjoy. This is me right before I implemented the system. On the left, 253 pounds, fluffy, low energy, zero definition. And then this is me on the right, about 75 days later, 225 pounds, lean, aesthetic, more confident. The aesthetic system, from skinny fat to shredded in 180 days, and how we refund you if it doesn't work. Drop 20 to 60 pounds of stubborn fat, build muscle, and still eat the foods you love. No starving, no endless cardio, and no more than 4 hours a week in the gym. If you want to burn 20 to 50 pounds of fat while adding pounds of new muscle to your frame so you can finally take your shirt off without feeling self-conscious, this is for you. If you were stuck in that skinny fat trap where you have zero size, zero definition, this is for you. If you want to look lean, strong, and muscular without becoming a slave to the gym, this is for you. If you've tried programs in the past but never got the physique of your dreams, this is for you. If you feel lost or just want a blueprint tailored to your specific goals and situation instead of a cookie cutter program, this is for you. This is me on the right early in my lifting career. As you can see, I have the typical skinny fat build. Who's this not for? If you want to keep watching random YouTube videos, fat diet, this isn't for you. If you're looking for a quick fix or magic supplement, this isn't for you. If you're not willing to train hard and commit to a real plan, this isn't for you. If you genuinely don't believe you can achieve the ultimate version of yourself, this is not for you. If you're not willing to dedicate at least 4 hours a week in the gym, this is not for you. Here's the honest truth most trainers and coaches will tell you. You can build a lean, head-turning physique without starving yourself, living in the gym, or cutting out foods you enjoy. You can get strong and stay lean and keep the results for life, but most men never do because they truly don't understand what it takes to eat the right foods that are enjoyable, train efficiently without wasting time, and most importantly, develop the mindset and knowledge to integrate this into their lives, not just for a couple weeks. And this is why guys jump from program to program, gain the weight back, feel stuck, they look the same for years and years because they don't have a real system. And if you're watching this video right now, you're in the right track, because deep down, you know you want more. You know you're built for more. You don't need more information. You need a method that fits your life, not one that fights against it. So if you're telling yourself, I'm too busy right now, it's not the right time, this probably won't work for me, that's not true. Those are self-limiting beliefs. They're keeping you from the version of yourself you know you could become. The truth is, this process won't drain your life, it'll enhance it. You don't need to spend more hours in the gym. You don't need to give up your favorite foods. You don't need to sacrifice your career, relationship, or freedom. What you need is a system designed to rebuild you from the ground up, physically, mentally, and habitually. If you want to be in amazing shape, I'm going to show you how to work around the issues we mentioned above, how I personally dropped 45 pounds, rebuilt my frame, kept it all off without obsessing over food or cardio, how to lose 10% of your body fat level, build lean muscle, and transform your confidence in under 6 months. Let me show you exactly how I discovered the system in the first place and how you can do all this while training just 4 hours a week in the gym and enjoying life. Growing up, I was the tall, awkward 6'6" weak, slow, unathletic. People expected me to be good at sport because of my height, and I wasn't. I thought I had bad genetics. Eventually, I found bodybuilding on YouTube when I was 17, and it gave me hope, but I didn't act on it right away. 3 years later, I realized I gained a lot of weight. I gained over 60 pounds in a year and had the typical skinny fat body. My gut was hanging, and I was embarrassed to take my shirt off because I looked fit in clothes, but without a shirt, I was fat. I decided to change. I dove deep into training, nutrition, mindset, and everything. I educated myself. I started making progress slowly, but I kept spinning my wheels. The restrictive diet would leave me feeling deprived, which led me to weekends of junk food, skipped sessions, and using life as an excuse. By Monday morning, all my progress would be gone. I realized I was stuck and my physique wasn't improving. I thought I'd be stuck in this endless loop forever. That's when I realized I needed to make a decision, change and become someone else or stay mediocre forever. I built a body I never thought I'd have after multiple trial error periods. I cut all the bad habits. I trained and stuck to the diet no matter how I felt. Even the unexpected death of my father, after not seeing him for 7 years due to my own stubbornness, I was broken until I then realized no one's coming to save me. My father's dead. I had to keep going forward and make him proud. I kept showing up even when I didn't want to. I expanded my knowledge on fitness and nutrition. For the first time, I had well-defined abs. I had structure. I had control. I got compliments from random people in the gym, in the street, at work. My coworkers started asking me for fitness listen training advice. People couldn't believe the shape that I was in. I remember when I took a trip to Miami Beach with my friend and they couldn't believe their eyes. For the first time, I felt confident enough to walk shirtless and got endless compliments from random people. It was overwhelming. No one could believe the shape that I was in. I then realized fitness wasn't just about how I looked. It was about being in control of my mind and body, working on myself, being disciplined, proving to myself that I can do anything by sticking to the plan. A plan I didn't have to execute. A plan that would not reward me immediately. With this experience, I could do anything I set my mind to. Knowing it wasn't luck and knowing I could be fit for as long as I want gave me unwavering confidence. Now let's break it all down step by step. No fluff, no gimmicks, just the raw truth and the exact tools you need to build a physique that turns heads the moment you take your shirt off. This is your blueprint. From out of shape, soft, skinny fat to lean, muscular, and in full control of your body and mind in under 180 days. So lock in. The truth is, getting the physique you want is very simple. You just have to take the right actions and the results are guaranteed. Those actions are very simple. And once you understand how the process works, you realize the body you want isn't out of reach. It's just waiting for you to follow the right plan. After 8+ years of bodybuilding, 3 years of training clients, personal training certifications under my belt, and experience like working at a global personal training company where I was mentored by some of the best trainers in the world, I created a system I wish I had when I was stuck. The system is a hybrid of all the best training and diet methods. Create a sustainable system that delivers fast results without feeling like torture. This is not a cookie cutter plan. This is a phase system that transforms your physique and rewires your habits and training for good. The 3 phases of the aesthetic system: the shredding phase, the priming phase, and the ascension phase. In the shredding phase, we'll strip unnecessary fat, cut out bad habits, and become a better you. In the priming phase, we'll speed up your metabolism while maintaining leanness. In the ascension phase, we'll build new muscle while staying lean to enhance your physique. The following phases are completely off for most men, including me when I was getting in shape. And the methods most people are using before they work with me are simply unsustainable and ineffective. So here's how I optimize each necessary part of the aesthetic system and implement it into my everyday life. First, we have training intensity. This is how I was training before implementing the system and how most guys who don't make progress train in the gym. Training with no effort and intensity, incorrect form, incorrect exercise selection and order, lack of knowledge on how to progress. Most men who enter the gym are an example of one or all of the following. I've seen so many men walk into the gym and start every single workout of that week with mediocre isolation sets. And the reason that training this way is incorrect is because it doesn't drive results. You have to have the proper blueprint when approaching your training if you want to build an impressive head-turning physique. Here's how my training changed once I started implementing the aesthetic system. Intensity, form, and selection. Intensity equals mechanical tension plus muscle damage plus metabolic stress. Mechanical tension involves lifting heavy weights with good form. The set should be challenging and require 100% of focus to perform it. You should be a bit nervous before your set starts. It shouldn't be a walk in the park. You should ask yourself, do I really need to do this? Every time you walk into the gym. The eccentric part of the movement should be slow and controlled, and the concentric should be explosive but controlled. This will increase muscle damage over time. You should be increasing the rates or reps with each session, and you should be pushing your reps to failure. Weight times reps times tension will drive metabolic stress. This will contribute to the intensity of your training, which will be the signal to your body that it needs to grow. A lack of intensity is the biggest thing holding men back in the gym. No one knows how hard they should be training. They don't know what true intensity is, and they are scared to train hard because they don't feel safe doing so. That's because they don't know the kind of exercises to pick that are safe and effective to train with full intensity. Next, we have exercise selection. This is pretty simple. Most men should focus on compound movements. These movements have greater muscle activation, more hypertrophy potential, higher total training volume, and less time. They also stimulate more testosterone and growth hormone. You can safely add more weight over time. Train your body as a system instead of one muscle group. This leads to more functionality and more testosterone release, helps you build more muscle, build a strong base to work isolations into for lagging body parts. And here's an example of a 4-day split. So you have upper, lower, rest, upper, lower, rest, rest. I'm hitting each muscle group twice a week, focusing on 2 to 4 compound movements, then 2 to 3 isolations. Form is equally just as important. Proper form allows you to use the intended muscle group instead of hurting yourself. If you can't hit the intended muscle group, you will not grow. And yes, you can perform an exercise that looks okay while not hitting the correct muscle group. And next, we have nutrition. Let's talk about one of the biggest reasons most men stay stuck. So they jump from one extreme to the next, fasting all day, binging at night, cutting out carbs, then wondering why they're flat and exhausted, trying keto, vegan, carnivore, without knowing exactly what works for them. And sure, some of them lose a few pounds, but then gain it right back. Why? because they never built a structure that was built to last. If you're serious about building a body that not only looks incredible, but actually stays that way, you need to master these three things: your macros, your meal selection, your meal timing. When I started, I was doing what most guys do, guessing. No structure, no idea what a macro was, no plan for when or what to eat. I just ate quote unquote healthy some days and hoped for the best. I snacked all day and lied to myself. Even when I was aware of macros and calories, I wouldn't track accurately. I would binge because I would spend days and weeks eating boring foods. I had no structure to my meals, leading to being stuck in a weird situation where it's 3 p.m. and all I can eat is egg whites or non-fat Greek yogurt if I want to stay on track. So I decided to end all that. First, let's focus on macros. Instead of counting calories, I focused on macronutrient targets: protein, carbs, and fats. My overall calories still mattered, but the macro split allowed me to perform and feel better in the gym and throughout the day. Every day didn't feel like an exhausting marathon. I started on 200 grams of protein, 250 grams of carbs, 77 grams of fat. This was my baseline for the shredding phase. I adjusted as needed, but this gave my body structure, fuel, and consistency. And guess what? I wasn't starving. I had energy. I had better workouts. Second is meal selection. Once I had my numbers, I built my meals around simple whole ingredients. Every meal had 4 parts: a protein, a carb, a fat, and a veggie, or a fibrous food. No exceptions. So for protein sources, we have stuff like chicken breast, lean steak, fish. Carb sources, we have basmati rice, Ezekiel bread, sourdough. Fat sources, olive oil, avocado, natural peanut butter. And then veggies, we got zucchini, spinach, cucumbers, bell peppers. So for pre-workout, I had a pretty well-balanced meal, mainly focused on carbs. And for post-workout, I also had a slightly smaller but still balanced meal with some carbs. You want to have carbs before and after working out, just to have glycogen to work out with and to refill those glycogen stores. That'll give you better workouts, better pumps, and you look better in the gym. You look better overall. So what about cheat meals? I didn't feel like I needed them. Like I mentioned, I made some of my meals to be lower calorie versions of tasty meals. When I felt like I needed a cheat meal, I built those in too, probably once or twice a week. But I still stuck to some hard set rules, like keeping it to one cheat meal, eating real food with real protein for my cheat meal, not junk food and sugar. For example, 2 burgers instead of a box of cookies. This made it sustainable and filling. Another thing that helped me was doing some inner work. So I thought deeply on why I wanted the junk food. Why do I reach for this food? I identify patterns. I found alternatives to curb the cravings. I created new foods, like I said, healthier versions, lower calorie versions of the food that I was craving. And I tracked every single meal I ate, even the cheap foods. I also realized that these foods were engineered for my brain to be addicted to them. It was okay to enjoy them once in a while, but what kind of man would I be if I let these kind of foods ruin my life and dictate my future? At the end of the day, it's all just fuel for your body. This mindset kept me sharp during the week, gave me something to look forward to, and reminded me that fitness and freedom can go hand in hand when it's done right. Nutrition doesn't need to be extreme, it just needs to be intentional. I didn't just lose fat, I learned how to eat like a man who owns his life and his results. And that's exactly what you learn too. Third, we have recovery. If you truly want to grind, you must master recovery. If you're not recovering, you're not progressing. You can train hard, eat clean, but if your body isn't resting, your fat slows, your strength stalls, and your results hit a wall. Sleep is the main driver of all recovery. When I started my fitness journey, my sleep was absolutely trash. I was sleeping 4 to 6 hours a week. I had a light pole beaming through my room while I was asleep. 4 hours, 10 hours of sleep felt like 4 hours of sleep. I was getting very low quality sleep. And even before I went to bed, I was always on my phone, just doing everything you're not supposed to do to get quality sleep. There was still room for improvement. I was holding on to stubborn body fat. I had low energy and I wasn't seeing the results of all my training efforts, mainly because my recovery was broken. So I fixed it with these simple changes. I stopped eating 2 hours before bed. I cut out all bright lights and screens 1 hour before sleep, and I had blue light blocking glasses on. I lowered the room temperature to 66 degrees Fahrenheit. I used blackout curtains and a sleep mask so that the light wouldn't bother my eyes. Even if you don't feel like it's bothering you, it's still bothering you throughout your sleep. I use a white noise machine or earplugs. The first 3 are the basics and non-negotiable, but the entire list is very powerful. If done correctly, you can dramatically improve your sleep. 6 hours of sleep can feel like 8 hours of sleep. Within the first week of implementing these, my sleep dramatically improved, and so did everything else. I felt I was getting a lot deeper sleep. My fast started dropping faster. My strength shot up. My energy during the day was sharper and more stable. My appetite, digestion, and focus became effortless. Here's why. Sleep isn't just nice to have. It's the switch that controls everything. hormones, fat burning, muscle recovery, mental clarity, emotional control, willpower, and self-control. So if you want to maximize every rep in the gym, every gram of protein you eat, and every ounce of effort you put in, start by mastering your sleep. So how do you put the aesthetic system into place? First, we have the shredding phase. The goal is to shred unnecessary fat, get lean, get focused, and mentally locked in for the next phase, and cut out bad habits. This phase is designed to strip away excess body fat, harden your mindset, and build the foundation for your transformation in the next phase. It's intense, but it pays off fast. During this phase, the training is brutal in the best way. Low reps, low volume, but high intensity. Heavy compound lifts, failure sets, drop sets. Cardio increases as needed to keep fat loss moving. 3 to 4 compound movements, 2 to 3 isolation movements, more volume to lagging body parts spread throughout the week. And you're still training just 4 hours a week in the gym. Cardio is done in the morning fasted or after the training session to maximize fat burn. The goal for this phase is to either increase the weight or keep them the same. We never want to decrease the weight unless we can no longer meet the required rep ranges with good form. The weight you lift is directly correlated with your muscle gain or loss. So the more you force your body to stick to the same weight or even heavier weights with the good form, the better you can maintain your muscle. And for nutrition for the shredding phase, for the calories, you start off in a deficit to drive fat loss. Protein is high to preserve muscle growth and muscle retention. Carbs are start moderately high to aid with training intensity and muscle fullness. Fats are at healthy levels to support hormones. Carbs are timed strategically around training to boost performance and recovery. We prioritize whole foods with tracked meals, 2 cheat meals a week. For the first 14 to 21 days, we dial in your macros. The goal is to find the leanest setup possible to support high performance training. From there, cardio and food are adjusted based on your biofeedback, weight, pictures, energy, and performance. Your only job here is to follow the meal plan, stick to the activity and training goals, weigh yourself every morning, pay attention to how your body reacts to those foods, and take notes for me to report back to me. Phase 2, the optimization phase. This is where things get interesting. The goal is to boost metabolism while staying lean. Think more calories, staying leanness. You've already gotten lean. In fact, by the end of this phase, you should look a lot better than you did in the previous phase because the extra calories will help fill up your muscles. You have more muscle fullness, so you will look bigger, but still have the same leanness. So your skin will create a shrink wrap effect where you look tighter and bigger. Training intensity stays high. The goal is to push heavy with lower reps and controlled volume. For nutrition, we slowly raise your calories over time. Protein stays the same. Fats and carbs increase. Mainly carbs increasing. Fats and carbs increase each week based on your weight and visual changes. Cardio starts to taper down, but not to zero. We aim to find the most amount of food your body can eat whilst maintaining its current leanness. The result, you start eating more than ever before, and still shredded. You feel unstoppable. Your body is now primed for the final phase or to return to the previous phase if you have more fat to lose or you want to get crazy lean. Last, we have the ascension phase. The goal is to build lean muscle and strength. This is where the magic happens. With your metabolism fired up and your body sensitive to food and training, you're now in the perfect position to grow into your ideal physique. We increase training volume and reps. Every workout is performed and designed to push your limits and sculpt an aesthetic muscular frame. We tailor the program to grow lagging body parts. Nutrition shifts into a strategic surplus. We bump up your calories just enough for half a pound to a pound gain per month. Every increase is based on biofeedback, photos, and performance. The goal is to maximize muscle growth with minimal fat gain. This is what separates the aesthetic system from every generic cookie cutter program out there. Every move is calculated and we're paying attention to the smallest details. By the end of the ascension phase, you've done more than just get into shape. You've built a body you're proud of, strong, lean, aesthetic, and built to last. And with that, the end result, you have a lean but not skinny frame, muscular but not bloated, disciplined, confident, and built with intention. Physique you used to dream of becomes your baseline. These were my exact goals when I started this journey, and that's exactly what I've achieved. Once you've gone through the aesthetic system, you would never look at fitness the same again, because now you know how to manipulate your body at will. No more yo-yo dieting, no more guesswork, no more wasting time. This system becomes your lifestyle, and your physique becomes a permanent asset. Why this method works and others don't. Like I said before, it's built for a busy lifestyle. It's personalized guidance, no starvation, and it's a proven system. I've lived every phase. I've been skinny, I've been fat, and everywhere in between. And now I'm 230 with abs year round. Who can benefit from the system? Skinny fat men, those with some size, zero definition, feel stuck in a cycle. overweight men, those looking to drop 20 to 50 pounds of fat while building some muscle, program hoppers, those who've tried multiple approaches without success, busy professionals, men who want results without sacrificing their career or personal life. Following this system will allow you to lose 10% of your body fat levels, preserve your muscle, have sustainable results, and have the knowledge to go do this on your own whenever you're ready. So if you work with me, you get customized training, custom daily workout routines with videos on my private training app, personalized nutrition that's built just for you and for your lifestyle and what works with your body, ongoing support, daily check-ins, and adjustments to your progress, education, learn the principles behind the system to maintain results forever, once a week live calls based on mindset, training, nutrition, 24-hour access to me to ask any question you want. So if you truly want to achieve the physique of your dream, you want to be aesthetic, you want to look amazing, you want to look like your favorite influencer, fill out the application in the link below, book a call with me. We can talk about how I can help you achieve those goals. Like I said before, it's 100% possible and it's very simple. It's just about taking the right actions. But you have to be able to take those actions for a long enough period of time to see change. And if you want to be doing it for a long period of time, it has to be sustainable and you have to build a system that works for you and your life. So if you want me to build the system for you and your life, click the link below, fill out an application, and we'll book a call and see how I can help you get to your goals.